Yeah.
Right in front of you.
They know
3
about
yards behind him? My gosh. You got trips left, right?
Right.
Okay. Diggs is on this
That's
man.
what we do.
You see where Curse is, right here with the tight end. So he goes in motion. Who you supposed to take?
Just basic football, man. I think he ain't about that action.
And then you 3 yards behind him. He don't get touched.
I'm just telling you, Bland will blend all of that stuff together, man.
You right, Law. You right.
Yeah.
Bland will have the instincts and blood. What? Let's go ahead and say blessed than Jordan Lewis. He's 4'3".
I mean, he's about that action.
6'2". I came in already seeing ball hawk. You see, he's super ultra aggressive. And what else does he do, Law? He don't make same mistakes twice. You don't keep on making the same mistakes. Right. That's the kind of corner you want, don't it, Law and Boston? I got a Boston stat. Yeah. You know, Law's my dog. I got to ask Boston, you play corner. If you got a corner that don't make the same mistakes twice, and learns from the mistakes head on there, aren't you going to play him? That's all the measurables you need, boss?
Yeah, it's the old rule. It's the same rule. Yep. If a younger player playing just as good as the older player, you always go younger. Period.
Player sits.
Not if you play in Dallas.
The final word.
You like pancakes, big game, James?
The final word.
Man, I love pancakes.
You like pancakes? What about hot butter on pancakes sliding off, right?
The final word.
The final
That's Jordan Lewis.
word.
He's hot butter on
Yes,
pancakes, sliding clean off. I'm saying, that, come on, man. He can't make a
You be
tackle
killing
save
him,
a
ball.
life.
No, he can't. Remember, hey, did you see the play where
But Bland can.
Hurts threw it right in front of you and he missed the interception? Right in front of him. Missed it, went right through his arm. He slapping his hands like always. Bland's got better ball skills than him.
He do. And when he hit you, you're going to feel it. You're going to feel every piece of that.
He laying the wood, got the speed to stay with you, can cover, turns his head around. Oh, man, we got something for you. Boss been just sitting there chilling. Me and Law been going here wrecking the LVE, Anthony Barr, Roquan Smith.
Y'all going.
Cox ain't playing. Come on, Clark, hurry up. Something happened in that linebacker court. Keep playing these two guys in the middle. I ain't question Dan Quinn, but boss said you're getting fancy. A couple of weeks ago, he said you're getting fancy.
Yeah. I want to Hey, as y'all can see, the final word has officially started. We got Big Game. He doing this thing. We got Law Nation in the house, and it's going to be a good show today, bro. Everybody pick your head up. Yeah, we moving on. Detroit next. The final word, game 6. We go react, but then we go prepare.
We ain't tripping on these Eagles, man. They over there geeked. Making a damn they tweeting every 2 seconds about us. I said it one day, boss. I ain't even been tweeting about y'all no more. One day, y'all still talking this Wednesday. Ain't y'all got another game, Eagles? Y'all worried about us still? It's Wednesday. Y'all still talking about us. Gosh.
Yeah, them boys on bye week.
And bye week, they're gonna be feeling this win. They done won the Super Bowl.
See, my boo said, "Oh, you be talking about it if they want. If we want, wouldn't have to. The win explains it. I don't have to. They keep on trying to pump their chest out. They got that like their coach.
Don't need no deals, I make the deal. Have
Woo,
to take
got
it
some
to
good answers in the chat,
I just wanna run it up.
McCollum need to be out there too sometimes. McCollum can hit. Bland can hit.
Marquise Bell can hit.
These guys we got can hit. They can hit.
Lately, I just wanna run it up. Need them ones, I need them fives, need them tens, I need that change.
Need them fives in the super chat, baby. Come on.
Greens and pinks is all the same.
Like
I need some ones too.
Take some losses when I play.
I need $5 hollers.
Y'all charge it to the game, baby. Swipe them credit cards over here to the nation, man.
Still the same, not switching
I need a new whip, dog. Contribute.
Come on.
I ain't lying, though.
Come on. Designer, I experiment. You just rock what's on the shelf and I'm not feeling it. Search for the one, but baby girl, it's nothing real as this. Can't trust a soul, I keep a hammer, call it too legit. I've been really in the field, love the rush, I love the feel. Lately, I just wanna run it up.
All right, man. Let's get it. All right, Big. All right, when we was behind the scenes, I'm gonna kick it off with you, bro, because you said something. I want to kind of go with that.
Yeah.
It's a real subject because you know if it's the final word, we gonna start talking about how to get championship ready, and everybody should be prepared for that talk right now. So one of the things is, even last week somebody came in here and they was like, how dare you question Dan Quinn? And honestly, there's nobody above being questioned or watched, even Dan Quinn. We obviously respect him and know he's good. What law say? Don't cut me with the butter knife. Don't shake me. What did you say?
Shake me with the butter.
Don't shake me with the
Don't
butter
shake
knife.
me, man.
Golly, but we gonna talk about everything. And Big, you raised something behind the scenes. I want you to talk about that real quick.
Yeah, man. You know, we had talked about this last year, boss. I think it was coming toward the offs. I think when we played the Cardinals, and I think it was the Cardinals right before we got ready for San Francisco. You know, I'm not the defensive coordinator. I have been, but I'm not failed. But one thing I was noticing, he was having Tristan Hill in the middle in those set. Osa Ogadazua.
Your mic cutting in and out. Go ahead.
Is it cutting out again?
Yeah, that
Am I
monster,
good now?
man.
No, you good. Go.
Right. Go
Okay.
ahead.
Okay. So anyway, you have those two guys in the middle, right? When they were running the ball, a couple of big runs that they had is when he keeps putting Tristan Hill and Ogadazua in the middle. I don't like that. I like it when he has Gallimore and he has Bohanna. Now, boss, Law, you were saying, and he was dinged up a little bit, Bohanna, but that team is better when they have him in the middle because he can hold the point of attack. He has Tristan Hill in there and Osa Ogadazua in there. It's not like Tristan Hill don't fight. He fights, but they had some big boys on that line on Philly, dog. And when they want to do power running, I feel like you got Ghost and those guys in there too light, and they was pushing that line back and getting critical. And if you don't have the Bohanna in there and you playing light, the linebackers got to come in there and make plays. And LVE and the guy I've been chirping about, get Anthony Barr. Some people say he getting older, that father time catching up. And I'm sitting there like, oh, he got it. But bruh, these last two games, it looked like father time is catching up with you, because even when that front line is holding their sets, these running backs are getting in these creases, and we're getting hurt when we don't need it the most. Y'all feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like when we need to make them on the 3 yards or the 4 yards, that's when we're not getting it. And it's either the line play or you had a mismatched set where you got guys who are going to get pushed back and they're going to get those easy yards. That's just my observation.
No, and Law, did you have something on that?
No, I was just going to echo the same sentiments. What he's saying is basically Tristan Hill, Gallimore, Osa, all of those boys are pretty good when you're talking about going up against average or below average offensive linemen. But when it's time for you to go up against good offensive linemen, you may not win your one-on-one battles. It may be difficult, and that's life. So if you wait, we got 11 more games before the season is over with and before we start talking about post-game. I think that the levels of competition get better as you get to the next level. So the Cowboys got every opportunity now to make sure that they shore up those loose ends. If you have to field some phone calls, do that. If you have to go into the market, whereas Sue is out there or somebody that been here before as it relates to experience, a new broom can sweep the floor good, but old brooms can get those corners type of conversation, then the Cowboys need to do that now. Don't wait, because normally we are retroactive and not proactive. And this is no shade, salt, or anything thrown at Big Bo. I like what he brings to the table, by the way. But sometimes you just have to spend your resources. And if the Cowboys refuse to do that, we are seeing an issue in the middle of the field with the defensive tackle, and then that mixed down to your linebackers. Barr, he's no spring chicken over here, and LVE, he got cement blocks for feet. So those are issues right there that we can see tangibly with our eyes.
Yeah. So There's some answers because I don't know if y'all noticed, but people that's watching from my channel, I did not do today Competition Tuesday because I was like, I'm gonna wait. I want to talk to my boys. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about this
Right.
out loud. So we got a couple of options, and we talking linebacker right now. Then we go talk about defensive tackle. So with linebacker, is it time for Cox to get him some tick? Is it time for Harper to get him some tick? Because there's some plays that I could pull up to where LVE blocked himself. Like even on the Sanders first touchdown. Like he had a clear path to the running back, ran into the block himself, and then Sanders jump cut and scored. So is it time? And that's the option within. So let's talk about the option within. Then we talking about some potential options without, like not in this organization. And we do know we don't go outside. We know we like our guys. So we go take the inside first, but then I think we do need to look outside.
Well, to piggyback off of what you're saying about that, is it time for Damone Clark? Is it time for other guys to step up and stand tall like the Jabril Cox of the world? Well, we got a healthy guy named Dayron Bland, right?
Right.
And we know for sure that he can bring in extra tackling to the table. He's fast, he's rangy, he's longer. He can play that nickel role or on the outside, and he don't even get playing time. They still are. The Cowboys are loyal. They are very loyal to their guys, and they will stand on that hill and say, hey, that's Jordan Lewis' spot. We are not finna mix in anything. I don't care how good Dayron Bland played in the Washington game. We are not finna do our boy, Jordan Lewis. I don't care about the size disadvantage that Jordan Lewis had out there, because we want to stay loyal to our guys. But we seen on tape, even in the offseason, training camp, going out there in Oxnard, at the time, Dayron Bland was wearing number 30. And I said, wait a minute, who is this? And then I got a tap on the shoulder, and he said, that's my son, Mr. Bland. Do I have to pick up the phone and call him right now? He said, that's my son. Watch out for him. And that boy was making plays left and right. And I said, man, you can't even find Jordan Lewis out there on the field. So the Cowboys need, and look, Jordan Lewis, I know you watch the channel. You're a good guy. But hey, Bland is better at this point. And I don't want to hear anybody just say, nah, man, he's a rookie. You see what he did against the Washington team? Shoot, that boy is everywhere. I like him.
Yeah. And
hey, can I jump off that? Can I bounce off that, boss? Can you hear me, boss?
yeah.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. I just want to bounce off that right quick, what Law was saying. I didn't know nothing about Bland all like that because I didn't really look at corners in the draft, looking at all the other things because I didn't think they were a corner. And if they did, it would be late and he'd probably be a developmental. But this guy, Bland, is nasty. That's just the truth. He's nasty. Seen him in preseason, he was nasty. You seen him in training camp, he was nasty. Those preseason games, he had like 2 picks. And there was one play, somebody got a pass on him. He came right back and got a defended, stopped the touchdown, turned around, defended the play. And I'm like, okay, we already seen what Jordan Lewis is. Are we not understanding that? We know what Jordan Lewis is now. He had his time. It was 2017 when they drafted him. They had the hopes for him. It's not that anymore. And we got to remember, he was already before. Chris Richard benched him, had him on the bench. Okay, if Chris Richard could do it, okay, why Dan Quinn do it? You get what I mean? Like, bench, he was not getting that tick. Is it because he signed the new deal a year ago or something? Because right now, clearly, Bland is the better option right now. Jordan Lewis. If we go in each game, let's be honest, we go in each game. You're gonna tell me a team can't pick on Jordan Lewis all game? Yes, they can. Can they continue to get passes on him? Yes, they can't get enough. Okay, he's just not. And Bland is just offering you more. And as Law has said time and time again, we're going with this youth movement, right? We're going with this youth movement. If you're going with this, then you need to let this dude in there because I almost want to guarantee you the more he plays, the better he's gonna get.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. It's like we wasting reps, man, at this point. The first third of the season is gone, right? And we not seeing youngsters that to me should be playing. Bland, Harper, Cox should be playing. Positions they was drafted to play. Not just special teams. I don't know who fault it is, but at this point, let's be honest. Philly spent all that money in the offseason to try to catch up to us. And we still in development mode. Like at some point, when do we say we tired of developing, let's put the chips in and let's go win this thing? Because we got the trade deadline coming up in November. And we still struggling with stopping the run. Like, what are we going to do that can be aggressive, similar to what the Rams did when they got Odell Beckham?
And wouldn't we still be okay, boss?
Breaking news: the Cowboys now put in a trade offer for Roquan Smith. That's unbelievable news out of Oxnard, news out of Arlington, Texas. You know, that would be grandiose right there. I kind of fumbled the bag when I said Oxnard, but y'all get what I'm saying. That would be grandiose. That would be the move, kind of like Odell Beckham, but the Rams didn't really do that with Odell Beckham because of what? He was released or something like that, and they just scooped him up.
I think because they're waiting for his release.
Right. So Roquan would be that answer to me. Second on that list would be going out there getting the DJ Moore. Third on that list would be going to get, and I'm not saying they do all three of these, but these would be my options here. One, Roquan. Second, DJ Moore. Three, the big boy Brown from Carolina.
Yeah, and I got something right here from Raekwon, man. I want to listen to this, and then we'll talk about it.
Come back in my next life, I want to be Roquan Smith.
That's not a bad guy to be.
He's my favorite player in the NFL.
That's not a bad guy to be.
You know, I asked him, I said, do you understand what playing middle linebacker in Chicago means?
Yes.
He said, yeah, absolutely. He goes, and I embrace it. I love it.
And you see there his instincts, his speed, his size. I mean, I keep trying to find something that's a negative, and I can't. I mean, he's right there with anybody in the National Football League at inside linebacker.
Yeah, keep looking if you want to find.
Well, they ain't getting rid of him then. If you're hearing all that good talk, though, they ain't getting rid of him. Or if they are, they're going to extra charge you. So they said too much good stuff about him, Law. I love what you're saying, but I hear nothing but great things. So if Chicago go with him, they're going to charge him. So Stephen Jones ain't going to do that. So we might as well just throw that out the way.
No. I don't think we should throw it away, though, Big. I'm with you, though.
Think he would really jump for that?
No, but I think we still should put it out there. Just still.
Yeah, we should. But
yeah, and I'm not saying it's gonna happen, but I don't want to not say nothing. I'm with you that they not gonna do it though. I agree with you on that. It's well established that we got bastards and sons. I get it, but I do like us throwing out ideas because this is why. And let me make a case and tell me what you think of this, Big. Because sometimes we get put up against a wall to where we gotta make a move, similar to Amari Cooper, right? So we was up against the wall. That's why we gave up that first. So if we throw stuff out there, sometimes the pressure of where we are and the opportunity to potentially go deep this year make us maybe be open during times we usually not.
I got something against that, though. And I understand and I feel what you're saying. But you said something out there. I got it. It was a thing that jumped in my head. Was you were saying we got to be in the air. We have to do something, right? What did say?
Yeah,
say
I
some
said
of that
basically
stuff again,
let's just put it out there. Let's put those ideas out there because sometimes
I got it.
They go ignore it mostly, but if they backs against the wall, sometimes they might reach for one of those ideas to solve a problem. And we was just first on solutions, and it might be that one. That's why I was saying I agree with everything you saying though in terms of it's more than likely Raekwon, Odell Beckham, anything like that, DJ Moore, none of that's gonna happen. But
right.
I do say just keep throwing it at the wall because maybe life might humble you to do one of them.
See, here's the key though. There was the key statement. I was listening. Everything you said was correct, but the backs against the wall.
Yeah.
Dallas is 4-2.
Right.
Our backs aren't against the wall.
It's not.
When we played Tennessee and they made that trade, their backs were against the wall. 2-5, 3-5. You just came off a bad loss against the Titans. It was desperate. The offense was looking terrible. Had to make a move. Dallas is 4-2. They got by with Cooper Rush. They still feel probably good about that. The defense kept them, and they're going to still look at this game like we still could have won this game. So like our backs against the wall. So we're going to keep on trucking. We're going to believe that Damone Clark is going to be coming off of this 20, and we're maybe try to put him in there. But my question is, Jabril Cox, is he so far behind, or why is he not? Is he not healthy? Why is he not getting any looks? Him and Kelvin Joseph, why are those two players you drafted last year actually three players, second, third, and fourth round picks? KJ, Neshaun Wright, and Jabril Cox. All three are getting no tick on the defense at all. And I'm not questioning, but I am questioning.
I think it's a good question. And based on what just happened, it looked like Stephen Jones is saying, let's go with the guys that we paid, because we paid these guys because we feel like they have what he calls skins on the wall. So when it come down to these big games, he going with those guys first. But we all know this. You know this, Big. You know this, Law. We all know this. There are teams to where you get the Zekes and the Daks,
right,
where they just rise. They make no sense but they were ready for that level. See, Jordan Lewis came in like that, where it made no sense, but he was ready for that level when he was a rookie. He teed it off. But when you so stringent on, we're going to go with the guys we paid, we're going to go with the Jordan Lewis, we're going to go with the Anthony Brown, we're going to go with the LVE because we paid those guys, then you miss on the Harpers, you miss on the Cox, you miss, like you said, on the Blands, you miss on those guys who ready to truly be instant stars.
There go the OC. Yeah. Hey, excuse this, boss. You're correct on that.
But why you? But why you picking
I just
that up?
Say,
go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, why you saying that? You have a 1-year deal with L. Am I not right, fellas? He's on a 1-year deal.
Yep, you're right.
Why is there loyalty on a 1-year deal to this person when you have a rookie who you're talking about? He's cheap, right? This is what I did in this aspect. He's cheap. You said you like cheap and young, right? And you're not. It's not like LVE has a 4-year deal. He has a 1-year deal. So why is there so much of this loyalty? Okay, he's like tackles on the team, but like I said, they're like Jalen Smith tackles to me. They're not behind the line of scrimmage. I think he had one play behind the scrimmage. He didn't play terrible in that Philly game. So let me not beat him up. But when it's time to make big plays, you don't make them.
Well, let me contextualize this big game, James. And I'm glad you mentioned Jalen Smith. It seems like you living in my head. Jalen Smith for the Giants have 98 collective snaps. LVE have 327 snaps, 13 stops, 22 solo tackles. Jalen Smith with 98 snaps got 15 solo tackles, 7 stops. How can you do that? How is that even possible? This dude have 98 snaps juxtaposed to LVE having 327 snaps. So don't y'all see what I'm saying right now? is that flying to the ball, Jalen, and I'm not advocating for the Cowboys to pick up the phone and say, hey, we'll put in trade offers for Jalen Smith. But at some point, somebody got to look at physicality and look at defense and look at what linebackers supposed to do. Now, granted, the Giants now 5-1. I'm not saying that this and that about the Giants versus the Cowboys defense, but this right here, the Cowboys' biggest hole on this defense to me, just to me, is the linebackers outside of Parsons.
Yep, I agree. I don't think it's the D-line. Like, go ahead, Law. Look like you had some more.
No. We're waiting because I'm hoping. I'm living on hope right now. Hold on. Pain is ending. For those who don't know what hope is, for me, is that I'm hoping that Damone Clark can just, whatever magical stuff that Jerry Wayne is saying about him, hopefully, man, in the next few weeks, we're here. Damone Clark is now going to be inserted into this roster and getting snaps, or Jabril Cox is now going to be inserted in.
Yeah, it's time, bro. Like, and see, this is the problem for people that want people like us to shut up when we winning. See, when we winning and we were saying, hey, take a look at linebacker. It don't seem like we won. When I come to y'all channel, it's like, nah, we still seeing issues. Like, yeah, we're winning, but it's still problems. We still got y'all because
that's funny. That's perfect what you said.
right? Because we all get it. People, it seemed like we didn't even win the game.
Y'all ain't never happy. Y'all ain't never happy.
And it's like, nah.
Y'all always complaining.
We just ain't trying to wait till Philly hit us in the mouth. That's the difference. That's the only difference. We don't want to get hit in the mouth by Philly first. We want to talk about, hey, let's fix that first. That's the difference.
Continue to tighten this up. Playoffs come and get smacked again.
No, they tell me I'm too optimistic now. Come on, y'all. Yeah.
Now you come, we bring you down. I'm just playing.
I did want to go through a little bit of film real quick and talk about.
We got the hoodie OC.
Yeah, I want to talk about some film stuff that I saw.
LL Cool J.
On Quinn. And just kind of running by all y'all real quick. This is not a film session officially. We got that coming with the Kellen's Key Drive. The OC got that one. But I want to show y'all something and just talk through this. Because I've been listening to a lot of people, and I don't think they've been getting it right. Because this is obviously, from my take on it, obviously this is the 4th and 3 where Philly was being aggressive, obviously, on our side of the field. Okay? And one of the things that they was talking about is the RPO is what slowed down Parsons. But that's actually not true. If you really look at this closely, they was in man coverage. The way that you know it is because Diggs is following Brown, right? So watch it. So you go see him following Brown. And what happened is he gets caught in the trash when the play goes. Boom. When he get caught in that trash, his man comes free. Parsons sees it, and then he's caught in between. It wasn't an RPO. It was more so that Diggs got caught in the trash, and then it was a bad adjustment by Quinn. All right, and I'm going to show y'all where it's a bad adjustment because, first of all, when you playing man like that, right, and you that close to the line of scrimmage, that's more of an alignment issue. So if he would have told him, play off of him 7 yards, he don't get caught in none of that trash with an adjustment just to the alignment. This is on Quinn. And so, and check it out. And this is how you know it's on Quinn. So he get caught in that trash on a key 4th and 3. They come back with it on 3rd and 3, the exact same formation, the exact same motion, but this time you can see where Dallas made a different adjustment. They obviously said, Diggs, stop following A.J. Brown. Don't do it because that's going to get you messed up, right? But you can see Jordan Lewis is also tight on the line of scrimmage. So guess what's going to happen? They go use the RPO, fake the handoff, and Jordan Lewis got caught in that trash and was confused.
Why was he so deep, boss? Why was he so deep?
This
like
is on
that?
Quinn. That's why I'm showing this.
That's
because
on Quinn?
This is on Quinn because this is, look, they in the exact same formation. So when they beat you on a play like this on 4th and 3, right, on 4th and 3, I know how this go, and you know how this go. What you go do with your kids? You go say, this is how they beat us. You was in man, you got caught up in the trash, play off of him about 7 yards, even if you got to follow him. That'll assure you that you don't get caught up in that, and you can run with him if he come free, right? But they don't make the adjustment. I'm telling you straight up, a lot of us worship Quinn, but this one was on Quinn, and I'm just keeping it real because it's the exact same formation, and it was no adjustment. And then Jordan Lewis get caught up in the trash, but except this one was for a touchdown.
Yeah, and let me add something to that, Boss Cowboy, that is also super critical. You are right in two things 100% that this is a you're right. I don't know why the screen's black, but you are correct in the sense that it is an alignment issue. So if you go back to that clip, Boss Cowboy, I like to point out something that's extremely that will be extremely beneficial if this ever happens. The good thing for the Dallas Cowboys is that we don't have to play the Bills and we don't have to play Baltimore, right? So the over-under on us seeing this again isn't like it. So stop it right here, freeze.
Do you want me to go to the very first one, the 4th and 3?
You go to the very first one, yeah. Very first one would be helpful.
All
so it's the exact same concept. Even in man coverage, right, the alignment of the weak side linebacker is extremely key in this scenario. And so what happens is you got Anthony Barr, he's caught inside, okay? He's caught inside. So if you're going to play that concept, you might want to go to a 4-3 underlook, right, to where you do have that linebacker stacked on the hip of Micah Parsons. If you have Barr stacked on the hip of Micah Parsons versus playing 4 yards off the ball in the B gap, then Micah Parsons can play the RPO the way that he should play the RPO. And how you take away the RPO is you go hit the quarterback. There's no hesitation. When they don't block Micah Parsons, right, and you see action coming back, you take the quarterback now. You give him no chance. You don't hesitate. You don't look inside because hesitation is a defensive end's worst nightmare, right? So in this scenario, he wouldn't get there, but he would create go right now. Go right now. Take the quarterback. When they block down, they show any type of RPO pass, RPO run, take the quarterback. And if that outside linebacker is stacked outside, then he has the running back. The defensive end needs to take that immediately. Now, they used to try to do this mess in San Francisco with Kellen Kaepernick. But what happened? Teams used to just take the quarterback. If you go back and look at San Francisco film, how they played that, every time Kaepernick tried to run this RPO, is they went and they tried to smoke it, right? And when they went and smoked him a couple times, guess what? They start running that crap. And that's how you get a team to start running the RPO. But you're right, Boss Cowboy, in terms of alignment, and in terms of Dan Quinn having to make the adjustment, we got to be better there.
It sounds like you got us in the background too, OC. You might want to. I think you got us on one of your devices.
No, I don't.
Echo, reverb. Yeah.
I heard it somewhere. Okay, but it's okay. But this is also.
Let me tell y'all. Let me tell y'all too. This right here. I appreciate you, Boss, and Big Game James, and the OC for going over that. I haven't got down to studying the defense yet. I was supposed to do that tonight, and I had no clue from the broadcast view that happened. So excellent observation, man. And there goes to show y'all. Even if you watch the game multiple times, because I watched the game 3 times, you don't see that. And I appreciate y'all so much.
Yeah, and
the broadcast view.
Yeah, and that was one of those things that stood out to me because also I hate to do this, but you got to give Philly credit on play design. You know, I'm gonna just talk real football. This ain't about trolling. This is about just talking about X's and O's. This is a fantastic design because they had faith in it twice. They ran the exact same play twice. It was designed to have the exact effect that it did, where they wanted Diggs to get caught in that trash. They wanted Micah Parsons to be indecisive. They basically cornered Micah Parsons like he was a king on a chessboard. It's very smart. And what they bet on is that he wasn't going to take his first key, which is exactly what the OC is talking about. I say right here, he still should have went and hit the quarterback. But he should have but he saw AJ in his peripheral, and him being an athlete, he trying to do three things. He was trying to squeeze down.
He trying to decide on the flies.
Yeah, he trying to decide between three options. He literally had three options: Sanders, then Hurts, but then he sees AJ Brown. And he's basically like, I'm going to try to make all of it if it happened. Really, but what he should have done was just went straight after Hurts, because the responsibility of AJ Brown was on Diggs. But because he a playmaker, he like, bro, I'm just going to help out. You know what I mean? And it neutralized him. It neutralized him, bro. It was genius. Did
you see his head right when he saw Sanders and then he saw Hurts? His head moved 3 times. It was like boom, boom, boom. I take. That's how athletic
he had 3 options.
Like you could see his head move 3 times. Like Okay, I'm gonna take him. Watch. Back.
1, 2, 3. And that's I just got to give Philly props for that, man. To have a design to where this is how you take out Micah Parsons and neutralize his athleticism. To do it with a scheme, that's impressive. I'm just being honest. That's impressive, you know. And they did it.
Is that designed to take out Parsons or take out Diggs? Now,
both.
Is that designed to take out Parsons or Diggs?
It was designed to take out both. That's why I say this is a good scheme. It was well done, bro.
I want to ask you a question. Boss, and OC. From the defense side, when they had Donovan Wilson in the middle, right? His option to come in there and blitz, because as soon as that play happened, he didn't blitz. He went right to the left side, but he got caught up in the trash.
Yeah.
He was looking at A.J. Brown. If you see that, he came in. Was he supposed to come in on that blitz? Because as soon as that play went, he went right to the left side going after Brown. But
I think he was just reacting. He was just reacting because he didn't have no man assignment. The rest of those guys had a man assignment. He was just he following the ball. Go ahead, OC.
No, all I was going to say just real quick. No, the boss is absolutely right, because if you look at the touchdown play that happened, I believe in the fourth quarter, they RPO'd off of Wilson's creeping down in the box. So now the RPO would appear to be really on Parsons, but that touchdown play, right? That they RPO'd off of Wilson. Jalen Hurts was reading Wilson, and Wilson flew up, and the wide receiver came in the shallow part right behind him, and they caught that touchdown. So on that particular play, now Boss Cowboy is correct. But yeah, so I mean, even on that play, man, it's like once again, if you see that quarterback open up, like it's any type of option RPO type deal, the responsibility of that defensive end is you need to smash that quarterback. You need to make it very uncomfortable for that quarterback.
Smash him.
Smash the quarterback. Because even on the triple RPO, and you pointed out a beautifully big game, James, is that his head moved 3 times. Well, look, the lead inside to Sanders, the responsibility of that was Anthony Barr. He's 42. He's playing in the B gap. He got to beat the down block and be there, right? The responsibility for the Jet is outside. Who does the quarterback? Who's that responsibility? That's the defensive end. So your only responsibility, man, go hit the quarterback, and then you will stop all that. You hit Jalen Hurts a couple of times, you stop all that.
Somebody asked
so the OC, you teach that to go straight to the mesh point, right? Or how do you coach that up?
Well, you got to attack the quarterback, because he really had 2 assignments. See, his assignment was to read the RPO and see if he actually hand the ball off, and then he go squeeze down and try to help out on that tackle, and try to prevent a cutback, right? That's what he doing as the edge, right? But then if he pull it, go smash that quarterback. You reading that RPO, that's your read, right? That's what you read. But when AJ Brown went bomb, you got to say that's somebody else's assignment. See, that's why people say do your job. You know what I mean?
Right.
Do your job. My job is to smash this quarterback. AJ Brown, that's somebody else. The two people that was supposed to be on that assignment was Diggs and then Jordan Lewis. And then worse, Lewis and Donovan Wilson was extra soft. Like, let's just talk about that. Slow
Jordan
and
Lewis
soft.
Why is he jogging?
Exactly, bro. Like, just keeping it real,
I don't even
bro.
know
This
why
is
he did that.
then you start
He's
jogging, and then bro, you don't even try to lay him out. Neither one of y'all, neither one, Donovan Wilson or Jay Lou was going.
I'm gonna give him a moving because Donovan was coming hard, and he saw AJ getting ready because momentum was taking him. So I'm not gonna say that with Donovan.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put this all on Jay Lou because look where Jay Lou is. Go, let it run a little bit.
Yeah,
right?
that's man coverage. That's why he going with him.
Right, it's man good. Right. So you right here. Now, why do you go out here and then he comes over here?
And he jogging.
He got about. Yeah,
And he jogging.
He loafing. And he loafing too, bro.
If you're saying, well, I'm
That's
saying
real.
if they played that play and they did that play again, how are they not seeing that when he ran with them again, just like they did time? How is Jay Lou not recognizing that and going farther outside? Does he think that they're going to do a trick?
What he
he's gonna go
did
left?
is he guessed. He did something that's old. It's called guessing.
Yeah.
He was trying to anticipate that. Was you seeing that too, OC? He guessed.
Yeah.
That's what.
Lazy feet don't eat.
He guessed, but I was going to add a layer to this conversation. And the layer that made the RPO effective was the Eagles' ability to run the ball effectively downhill at the Cowboys. And because the Cowboys were getting gashed in the second quarter in particular versus the run, Dan Quinn changed the front and he started to stack the box more. And then that's when you get into the man coverage versus the zone piece that you see, which opens up the playbook and say, okay, great. You want to stack the box? Then we'll come to the RPO and we go play games with you because now you're not playing us in an even front. You're committed to stopping the run because we were whooping your tail. And so all of this set that up. Now, furthermore, if you look really in context and you understand like the nature of an RPO or run pass option, to answer Law's question, to go back to that, the defensive end has contain and the QB. So my job is to make sure that nothing in terms of a run play or a quarterback boot gets outside. Motion, I can't take care of motion. That's coming too fast, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm approaching the quarterback inside out. And if I play the RPO right, just to define this, is that I force the quarterback to always hand the ball off.
Yeah.
Right? I force him to hand the ball off because I'm coming so hard downhill at your tail that you better hand that ball off because if you pull it, I'm going to knock your head off.
And then
you see, that's how you
this is the
do
other assignment of the defensive ends. If you get to both of them and he still ain't hand that ball, blow up everybody.
Yes.
But I want to ask another question, though. I got another question I want to say on that last play. When Jay Lou watched Trevin Diggs, I want to ask y'all this. When Jay Lou was following him, right, Trevin Diggs is pointing, not this play, the next play. Trevin Diggs is pointing to Lewis when he's over there. He's going to point to him like, you have him. Look, you have him to move outside.
Yep.
And then he goes the other. Why is Diggs telling him to do that? Because Diggs is pointing to him like, that's your man, move outside.
This is why I'm saying this is on Dan Quinn. Like, because obviously they talked about it. Yeah. They talked about it. And see, we all know this from playing. When you get beat on a play like this, they go to the sideline and draw it up. They go say, all right, this is how y'all got beat. Diggs, you got caught up in the trash. But see, you can tell this was a coaching error because the solution was they said don't follow AJ Brown. No, that never was the problem. The problem was you had him down there by the line of scrimmage. It was his alignment. That's what it was. And so the solution never was the solution, and you could tell it was confusion. So, and look, right here, when AJ Brown lined up right there, Jay Lou thought he was gonna keep going outside, and he didn't. It did.
Big facts. It did. Yeah.
Right. 'Cause Diggs is
Now I
telling him
see
to go
it.
outside though. But Diggs is telling him that though, isn't he?
And that's
boss, though?
communication.
Diggs is telling him that's the communication breakdown.
That's communication breakdown,
he's
bro.
Telling him, He's telling him, you got AJ Brown. You're following. He's pointing him like, you got Brown. Now come to the outside because they're coming this way, and they go the opposite way. So that's bad communication.
Yep. Yeah.
And
so
if I were to recall up that play, I'll widen out. I would have gave it in the middle of the field. I'll widen out my guy 6, made him go and keep Brown inside. I mean, Lewis inside at that spot because I think 6 had a better vantage point.
Yeah, and it was bad discipline on Jordan Lewis, man. My coach used to tell me, man, when it's man coverage, if you go to the bathroom, you go with him. You know what I mean? And he wasn't. He was trying to go ahead of him. That's what he did. Like, he didn't go with him. He went ahead of him.
Right? Yeah.
That's what happened.
Just made it easy.
Yeah, that's what happened. He went ahead of him. But see, it was everybody's fault. It was Quinn's fault. Yeah. It was also their fault. Yeah. You know, but it's more so Quinn's fault because see, the players, this play was designed to get them caught in that trash. You know what I mean? So you can't blame the player. This is partially a coach that's supposed to make the adjustment who didn't. And I'm just keeping it real.
It's a horrible, and you're correct. And since we want to share blame on this, no offense, but it was horribly played by Anthony Barr. Anthony Barr shuffled inside way by the center. He should be sprinting his butt out there. If you show it one more time, Boss Cowboy, you'll see that. Like, man, Anthony Barr is in the B gap. He shuffled on that very last play that you showed. He shuffles inside to the A gap like he's going with the action, but the play's coming right to him. Right? He goes with the action, not identifying the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. So
look. Okay, look at the front side linebacker. Look how far he shuffles inside. He shuffles inside like not identifying the ball carrier, and the play is coming right to his side. You know, so he needs to be running downhill the way he should, which really should enable Michael Parsons to go do what we've been talking about. So anyway.
Yeah, and one more thing I want to say about this that's good news though. It's real good news because what we doing now is and trust me, Dallas is gonna get better from this too. When you got a scheme breakdown like this ain't gonna happen to them twice. All right. So that's one thing that's good. All right. Because they schemed us on that play. They ain't gonna scheme us twice. 3 times. They ain't gonna scheme us 3 times on that. They gonna have to create something totally different. But this is also a pattern of Philly. See, when you studying your enemy, you got it to me. And I'm a defensive player, so this is how they taught us how to do. You got to look for all patterns, right? So what does Philly do on 2nd and short, 3rd and short, 4th and short?
Get them.
QB sneak. That's a pattern, right?
QB design runs.
Yep. Mostly though, 90% of the time, QB sneak. Every time.
Sneak.
Every time. Now,
because they gashed us on 3rd and 4. I said, yeah, you're right.
And they
twice.
do it
Did like
every
a 12-yard
time.
gain on it.
Now check this out. Now, when I'm seeing that, when I'm studying my enemy, right, and I'm like, so in key downs, y'all do the same thing.
You see Parsons.
You see what I'm saying?
Parsons threw his
That's
hands up
telling
like, what
you
the hell?
a lot about Philly. Philly basically saying we not gonna be complicated. We gonna just do what we do well. But that also makes them vulnerable to being predictable. So that's just something we gotta know about Philly is that if it worked once, they gonna mess around and try it again. That's just knowing your enemy.
Yeah. And I'm going to say something, too. The key to this whole thing, if you really want to just get brass tacks about it, is the play of your defensive tackles. Because your defensive tackles have to play with better leverage and hold at the point of attack. They were getting mushed, right? Yeah. And so that's what opened up the inside running game. Quentin Bohanna, Osa, now Tristan Hill actually was getting gap penetration. He actually played pretty well. So from what I saw, and I haven't broken every single play down, but I've done a good amount of them. So Tristan was actually getting in there. But other than that, man, we were getting really mauled, like they were mauling us like a bear at the point of attack, man. And I said this last week. I said, hey, man, if they get that running game going, if they're good up front, if they get the running game going, it's going to be problems. And it proved to be problematic in this game. But we got to have a mental and physical toughness and a resolve to be extremely violent and not get pushed back on the inside. And that will help with a lot of this stuff.
Real quick, J Tuck, I see you in the building, big dog. What's up, J Tuck?
Can I get some pushback on that? Because that's what I was talking.
Come on.
I mean, hey, I'm just saying, like, in that last drive, I don't like how he had the alignments of Tristan Hill and Osa Ogadazua, because in that last drive, I watched it twice. I ain't saying I'm the man, but Tristan Hill, I love his effort, but he's not strong as that point attack playing that zero, and he got pushed with those big boys. They push back, and it seems like when Dallas needs those big stops, he puts that alignment of Tristan Hill and Osa Ogadazua. I just don't like that. I feel like I'm liking, if you're going to stop that run, Bohanna is not getting pushed back like the Hill is. Hill's penetration, but he doesn't have that size to really hold that middle. And then when are you putting Gallimore in? Gallimore didn't come in until damn near they were on the 30-yard line. So I'm like, you rotating Golston, Tristan Hill, Osa Ogadazua. Where are your big boys at when you need them to stop the run?
See, I'm saying this, bro. So I'm telling you, Quinn sometimes be being too cute, big dog.
Yeah, I agree, man. And then I would say this too, but Bohannon was not effective. He was in there the early part of the game in that second quarter, and they was mashing him. Dickerson, the left guard, go back and look at it. Man, he mashed a goal. He mashed Bohannon a couple times. So they may have rotated him out and said, man, let's try Tristan because he's getting his butt kicked on the interior, and they're gashing us for yards. So that also could have been a thought as well. Just to put it out there.
And somebody says, my boy Life Crazy says, Sue is still out there. See, that's what I'm talking about, bro. For real. Sue fit, too. Sue
he ain't going to cost no money.
And he ain't going to cost no money. We need to give him that Peterson, that Peters treatment. And that's real talk. Now, I got another film session, but before we get into that, because we obviously covering the D, OC, I know you watched the film again. Did you see how many times Philly ran that counter trap?
Yeah, man. They were abusing us.
They ran it like 5 times. Now, this is the deal.
Yeah.
But I'm still seeing that they predictable, dog. That's one thing about Philly. Because the last time they ran that counter trap, man, Tank squeezed down on that thing so fast and he read it and he smashed Sanders. I said,
he did.
Yeah.
And so so I'm also looking at my enemy and I'm learning some of it's what did we learn? It's not, you see what I'm saying? What did we learn? Philly go do the same things. They got some kinks in their armor. And I like that.
And that's why D-Law had 8 total tackles, man. Second in the team in tackles because of that. You know, he can pick up things real quickly. So if they think they gonna come to Dallas with that same game plan, come on.
Nah, it ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work 3 times, dog. It ain't gonna work twice, dog. Hey, real quick,
his tank speed is nice, especially his. That's one thing I love about Tank. He may not get you those sacks, but he will get those pressures, and like you said, he reads that line of scrimmage.
Man, he
for those plays. He is good at is one of the top defensive ends and be able to read that play and like you see that play to where he's going to push that quarterback damn near out of bounds because he's going to see it and read it and make him force him out of the picture.
Real quick, I do have shout out to my boy Tank. Tank, you got to win me $100, dog. I need 12 sacks out of you, bro. For real.
Oh, we getting way big, dog. Law, we getting paid. Law, give me a hand sack. Bam. Give me another hand sack.
I need 12 sacks, dog.
No, big. I'm paid.
I need 12 sacks, bro.
Oh, my bad.
I like to run, stop
it.
it.
OC.
But,
OC, my fault.
I'm just getting paid on this one.
Bam, we getting paid.
I'm supposed to get paid on this one.
Ooh,
I can't wait. I'm supposed to get paid on this one. I'm supposed to get paid on this one. He never could make that bet with me. He was feeling himself. He was feeling himself. Boss Cowboys
he was feeling himself.
Somebody say I ain't finna get that. My boy D.A. Lee said I ain't finna get that hundo.
Hey.
Man, I might get that Hondo, bro. Check this out, though.
Hey, guess who got 5 sacks already, though? Guess who got 5 sacks already?
Armstrong.
Jr.
Armstrong got 5. He got 5.
Yeah, man. He sure do.
He got 5.
My boy James said with the super chat, he said, sad thing is we all know the front office won't take the steps to get sued. And see, that is sad too, bro. That is sad. I gotta hit the wump wump on that. Yeah, I gotta hit the wump wump. We all know he not gonna spend a dime to go get sued, and we know that. But hey, we gonna still throw the ideal out there. Now, we got another film session, and this is gonna bring up a lot, especially with tight ends. And I'm gonna go to your Twitter when we start talking about them tight ends big, because you've been going hard on tight end.
Let me just give, before you go, let me just give a quick shout to the super chats right quick, man. Shout out to you, Charles G, man, for the $4.99, and shout out to you, George M, man, for the $4.99. And I appreciate y'all love and adulations, and Justin D, appreciate y'all for the $4.99 super chat, man. I appreciate y'all for help growing the nation. And Chris 214, shout out to all of y'all. Salute.
Hold on, before I do that. This is Kellen Moore's key drive, and it started in the third quarter where he put it all together. All right, so we go through this drive.
What? Do some props.
Yeah, I like this drive. Yeah, this was a good drive.
Before you do this, boss, did Kellen Moore call that bad game this game?
Hell yeah, he did.
He caught a bad half,
it was bad, bro.
A great half in the second.
It was bad, bro. The third quarter, I liked him at the start of the third quarter. I'm being honest, bro. This is what
I'm saying.
Let's talk about Kellen Moore real quick, because I can tell you want to be a Johnny Cochran for my boy. Let's talk about this.
How am I being Johnny?
But I can just sense Johnny Cochran coming out of you, bro. Your whole demeanor had Johnny Cochran on it, dog. I didn't like it. So let's
call it what you want. Johnny Cochran wins.
Let's talk. Well, let me tell you the things that I didn't like as I broke down the game again. It was too many throws on first down. Way too many.
Oh, my gosh. An interception on one of them. Go ahead.
Yeah, and it was too many throws on second and very short. You know what I'm saying? So,
yep.
So,
yeah.
And we had 38 passing attempts out of Cooper Rush, while we was killing them on the ground. Right. And it took him way too long to do what I said, and I said this before the game. I said embrace game management, target your tight ends. And your running backs. He still only threw it one time to Zeke. And he got 7 yards off of it, and he didn't do it no more. So
2-minute warning, he did
I will
that play.
say this. I will at least say in the second half, because you had Ferguson 6 targets and Hendershot had 5 targets.
Yeah.
So I can say that they were trying to get them involved, and I did see a lot of 12 personnel more in that second half in those drives where we got back in the game. I didn't say the first half.
We agree.
It was second half.
We not even fighting, bro. I got the gloves out, and we ain't throwing no punches. We actually agree.
Hey, boss, and as a DB, man, DB to DB, you can't throw a ball with air under it in Slay area, man. Come on, man. Look, I can't stand it. Come on, it had air on it. I was like, give me that opportunity. Let me be out there on the field.
Can we just keep it real loud? Can we keep it real as ex-DBs? You know what my fit bullet was for keys to the game? You know what my fit bullet was?
Oh, I taking it. Oh my God.
Stay away from Slay. That was the fit thing that I wrote down. Just be humble. Be humble sometime and say stay away from Slay. There's nothing wrong with that. It is nothing wrong with saying stay away from him. And Kellen Moore went out there with Cooper Rush.
Saying F it. I don't give a hell. I'm
Cooper
going after
Montana, baby.
Cooper Montana.
Brad.
And then
Let's go empty.
And then
32. Let's go empty.
But see, so when we giving him props for a good drive, that's big, bro.
That's big, man.
That's big. But I'm not blind. I'm like, bro.
I ain't saying. Yeah. I'm not going with the blind thing, but I will say it was better managed in that second half to get them back
in the third quarter. I liked him.
Yeah, I didn't like how
keeping it real.
You said we were running the ball. Ezekiel Elliott, that was some of the best running he did all year. What, 13 carries for 81 yards? He averaged like 6.65 yards after contact. You feel me? Tony Pollard had 11 for 44. We still hit the mark of 26. It was just like, I feel y'all was just like Zeke was running his best. We kind of should have fed because he was running hard. The holes was there, but some of those holes weren't there. He was squeezing those holes. He got skinny in the holes, and he was pressing that hole.
Man, Zeke was on a mission, and you went away from your hot hand. What did Novacek say to us, Law? What did Novacek told us when we was out there Cowboys experience? He said, bro, it's simple, guys. He said, you feed your hot hand. And he gave examples. He said, in the playoffs, I broke a record for 10 catches in the playoffs because they kept playing cover 2 and they was playing single coverage on me on the stiff. And he said, I ate them alive. He said the next week they went 1-on-1 with Michael Irvin and he turned around and broke my record. But he was the hot hand one week. I was the hot hand the previous week. And he said that's how we always did it in Dallas. Zeke was the hot hand and he went away from Zeke again.
Yeah.
Every time Zeke averaged 5, he don't give him no chances.
Hey, if Zeke was averaging 1.2 yards per tote,
he gonna feed him. When he averaging 2, he gonna feed him. But when Zeke averaging 5, he like, I'm done with you. I'm done. Oh, Kellen Moore.
So you basically telling me, boss, that once he get to that 5, we as people, we go in there, we can look at the stats and be like, see, we averaging 5. I gave him the ball 3 times. He averaged 5 yards a carry. We don't need to do it no more. Is that what you telling me?
I swear to God, bro. That is the difference between us and Philly. It's not talent. It's common sense. Like, I swear to God. Like, I want everybody, if you want to go watch how to close out a game and see why I've been mad the last 3 weeks, when we've been throwing, go watch how Philly closed out the game on us. They wasn't just running, they was running creatively. They ran the ball 13 times in a row. Kellen Moore won't run it twice in a row.
No way.
I'm serious too.
You get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
Facts. I'm not lying. Hey, but let's get it.
You lose.
So we got to keep the pressure on Kellen Moore. I'm telling y'all, because I really see, I'm not blind to this dude. This dude, he want credit for play calling. He refused to be humble like Philly, because Philly is boring. Who does this? 2nd and 1. What we gonna do? What we always do. What we always do. QB sneak. 3rd and 1. But what Dallas do, OC? What we do on 4th and 1? Empty set.
Empty. Motion him out of the backfield.
Jet sweep.
We're gonna throw it.
Double reverse.
Hey, the first play of the game. Hey, boss, the first play of the game, I was like, no, they finna get cute with it. We got 8 yards. I said, yeah. Y'all should have seen my reaction. I was like, yeah, we finna run it on Philly. They've been listening to us. We ran it on the edge. I said, this is gonna be a long night for Philly. And then we went up shotgun. I was like,
yep. And he won't you.
2nd and 2.
He won't you, bro. He hit you with the womp button, bro. Kellen Moore hit you with the womp. Like, yeah, it's hey.
I said, whoa, man, you got the edges all night. Had them edges on them boys.
I just want Kellen to just listen, Kellen, man. Listen, y'all, he dangerous. I'm telling you, he think with his ego. The OC was right. 2 weeks ago, the OC said he's in love with the play call. Man, y'all better listen.
Bruh.
Ooh, I need a purge button. You got a button for me, Law? I need a button. Ooh, I need a button.
Man.
Finish him.
Man, the OC was right. He's in love with the play call. Just notice the pattern. Go watch all the games. Go look at all the third and shorts and see what we do. And then do it. Go look at it when Zeke and Pollard going off. It makes no sense to pass.
No sense.
When he passes. It doesn't. And he does it every week. But the
Man,
reason we weren't complaining
that
is we was
fourth
winning.
and inches. That fourth and inches, man, that killed me, man. Even though they didn't challenge it. But I said, man, you got an inch, man. Shit, you got an inch.
You got an
on
inch.
your side of the
You
field.
got an inch, and you got to throw it. He's still going. Hold on, man. I pushed too many buttons. Hold on, man. I done messed up.
It's a blackout, baby.
I
Yeah.
done hit a blackout. My boy J Tuck say, Kellen about to earn this thing out Sunday. Dak is back. What at home with
Dak
that
has thrown this thing 40 times.
He finna earn this thing out, bro.
He's been thrown this thing 40 times, bro. He's been thrown this thing 40 times. And blame Dak if Dak have a bad game. Dak better not have a bad game. Dak better not throw no pick. Dak better not have a completion percentage below 70%, or he gonna have this gonna be, oh well, you know, I try to put us in good situations here. You
This
know,
what he gonna
we had
say.
the opportunity, got the matchup.
You know what he gonna say? He gonna say, Dak out of but out of the run. Watch. He gonna say Dak out of but out of the run. Watch, bro. He gonna throw Dak all the way under the bus, dog.
OC,
Man,
break that down, man. Can a quarterback audible out of 15 to 20 plays, especially being one look?
No,
Come
man.
on, man. Break
No,
that
man.
down.
No, man. I mean, listen. You got a call, and then sometime, you know, OCs will do a check with me, or they may give you a signal from the sideline or whatever. But no, in the context of a game, you're probably going to check out of a max, probably of 5 to 7 plays, a max. You're not checking out of 15, 20 plays because you don't got time to do that, and it just messes up the flow of the offense. So no, to answer the question, no. But listen, in this game, if I was Dak and this boy was calling go routes and fades on 3rd and 2. I would check out of it. Forget him.
Yep.
This is my career, man. Don't make me look like a fool. Man, hand that thing off to Zeke or Pollard, man. Let's go. Forget that. I would check out of it. If he's making crazy calls, I would check out of it.
We finna get those button hooks routes back now, you know.
Say, Law,
come back.
Law, they get J Tuck right, bro. We finna throw that thing, bro.
Yep.
And he set us up last week. I was telling people it was coming because he said it last week. I showed people. He said last week, it's gonna be games. We gotta throw it. Now, your OC been saying we got a winning formula. We go run behind our featured guys, Pollard and Zeke. Your head coach saying this. What my boy J Tuck say? Saying one thing, doing another. That's exactly what we said, dog.
But you don't have to throw against the Detroit Lions.
Oh,
you don't have to.
We finna talk about Detroit. Let me get this film session, and then we go talk about Detroit.
Okay.
I got all of Detroit all ready to go. We gonna talk about Detroit. Y'all ready? Let's get this film session, and then we go talk about Detroit.
The OC.
All right.
The film breakdown.
So this is Kellen's key drive.
All right, let's check out Mr. Moore on this particular drive. There are some good things in this drive, man, and I will point them out. But let's let it roll. So this, again, inside run, that's fine. In a powerless push, that's a 3 to 4 yard gain. That's fine. Now we're in two tights. Good play action, simple out route on the play side, which is great. And then it goes, up for a really good gain in the first down. So that's a good basic play action pass, right? And that's what you want to do. Now here it is. Here we are coming off the football, right, with double teams on the play side, which is a power play. We get 6-7 yards on that play. So that's another good call by Kellen Moore. Notice we motion in the wide receiver. We turn him into a wing on this particular play. The defense really doesn't adjust to this. All right. So now what do you do in this scenario? Here we go. Let's line up and let's run zone, man. Let's run zone. Let's get 3 or 4 yards and let's keep it going. Now we're lining up here. Again, we motion in the wide receiver again, and then we play action pass with that, okay? So give the same look, but call a different play. So it's very simplistic in a sense of that, but it's really good, educated football. Now you'll see the tight end run basically a corner route across the formation in this particular play. All right, so I believe this is Ferguson at the bottom of the screen. He releases and he drags across and up, and then we hit him for a very, very big play. So that's excellent play design because we hadn't called that play and we hadn't really ran that play with him all year. All right, so that's a really good play. Now you look at this play. Here we go. We got a good bounce. Right, and just getting upfield. So just really, really good run by the backs here, man. And these guys are heating up, okay? They're heating up. Now, if you look at this particular play, you're going to see what Terrence Steele, I believe, does best, man. He's just going to knock the crap out of people and just run them halfway down the line of scrimmage, man. This is great. So if you looked at the fire circle, look at this, man. Look at this. We're moving this guy. We're pushing him. We're dumping him on the ground, and the back is right behind him.
That's
Yup. And that's a perennial Pro Bowl player, although he is aging. But look at the power of Terrence Steele. Stays with him. Finish. Great job. That's called a pancake. All he had to do was put the syrup out of his back pocket and pour it all over him, and it would have been complete. All right? So look at this again. You got very, very physical football at the point of attack. And that's what the Cowboys overall do very, very, very well. And so you got to trust that, which is why Mike McCarthy is bent, and he should continue to speak up about this, is having a fantastic and a very, very elaborate running game. So if you look at this particular play, and you'll see more of the same of what we saw on the last play. All right, so you got the motion back, you got a stack box, and you got a pull, and here we go. Boom. There we go. That's Ezekiel Elliott. That's a touchdown. So, and that was all generated. If you rewind that, it was all generated on the play side push by Terrence Steele. He completely erases. Talk about the eraser. He completely erases the guy in front of him. Look at the play side. Look at that. He pushes him all the way backside, and then Ezekiel Elliott has a cavernous hole and cuts back against the linebacker and has the speed to get to the end zone. Look at it in this particular angle. Look what he does. Look what he does to 91. He pushes him all the way back. Look at this. He runs him. Look at that. That's beautiful. That's power football, and that's a touchdown. So we should stay with that type.
Somebody said, look at Lamb. Let me look at Lamb real quick.
Yeah. Yeah, so, I mean, if you look at Lamb is at the top of the screen, and Lamb does, what did he do here? What's that? He didn't do nothing. He just touched the DB. He didn't do nothing.
He the top left.
Okay, my bad. I mislocated him on that. All right, cool. So let's see Lamb at the top of the screen. Did Lamb stand up and just look? He didn't block anybody. Yeah. Did I miss something?
No, you didn't.
Okay, anyway.
Now he
didn't block anyone.
Yeah, he bottom right.
Yeah. All right, let's look at Lamb. Lamb motions over. I want to get out the way, and I'm gonna chill, bro. I'm gonna let you big guys get in there and get dirty.
Wrong with that.
And just raise.
Lamb cool.
Yeah, just raise my hands to get the touchdown. Yeah, I mean it wasn't nothing for him to do.
Yeah, he not. Part of the
he
play.
Just motioned out.
Yeah,
he just motioned out. It's really not nothing for him to do in that particular play. But look what he does to Fletcher Cox, man, the perennial Pro Bowler. Look at this. Look at the movement. And that's all Terrence Steele. That was not a double team. That's all Terrence Steele.
Yep.
And then Ezekiel Elliott shows flashes of Steele, very, very great quickness, and cuts back against the grain and scores a touchdown. So that's what you have, man. And if you see plays like that, and anytime you see counter traps and you see Terrence Steele down blocking front side, good things happen. That's what I would tell you all year long, all in his career. If you see him down blocking or he got a man one-on-one, he's going to handle his man and he's going to create a seam in a lane. And you should trust that and continue to pound the football.
Can you explain down blocking, OC?
Yeah, so a down block basically is where you have quintessentially it happens in a counter block. So remember, Terrence Steele is the right tackle. So if he downs block, he's stepping down to block the man in front of him.
Yep.
or to the inside of him. And his job is to carry that man inside toward the center. It's called a down block. I want to push him down and away from where the play is going, which is what he did on the Ezekiel Elliott touchdown. And that down block enables you to create a lane, and it messes up the alignment of the linebacker in the sense that he got to stay in that hole and cover a huge wide gap, or he got to run through that hole and risk getting trapped or missing a block or missing the tackle, or he got to confront the back when the back cuts up in the hole. So it puts the linebacker in a really, really bad situation when a good down block happens because you create a bunch of space. And that's what Terrence Steele is great at doing.
Right. And the reason why I also like that drive is because Kellen Moore coordinated that drive to me. He made his runs look like pass. He made his pass look like runs. He also started it with the run, and then he play action off of the run, and he play action off of the run to low risk targets, which was his tight ends. It was throws that made sense for the type of quarterback that he was working with. That was a game management drive, and I loved it. Whew. So this also, see, and this is what y'all got to know about the final word. We go whoop you, but when you do well, we go also be like, yeah, we like that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So we not...
Yeah.
And that's what we want to see. Except we want to add to that more run creation, which we didn't see. We want to add to that more dump offs. We want to add to that more screen game. We want to add to that more horizontal game sometime as well to free up that box. We not seeing any of that. We not seeing toss. We not seeing creativity. But yeah, real quick, man, just to get into Detroit real quick. And then we can get up out of here. I got a lot of stuff we can feature on Detroit, but what's y'all general thoughts on Detroit real quick? We'll start with you, Big.
Okay, hold on. My general thoughts on Detroit is this. Don't slip on them. Yep. You definitely can beat this team, but do not. Dallas has notorious had weird games with Detroit, so don't play around with these dudes. Go in there and go hard. If you look at them on defense, I mean, they're struggling. I mean, rushing yards, they're down near at the bottom of the barrel. They gave up 830 yards. Rushing on the ground, 5.5 yards a carry. In the passing game, they're not that much better. And Dak Prescott has had a very good career. 8 touchdowns, no interceptions against the Detroit Lions, and he's averaging like 300 yards passing against them. So when y'all were talking about they may air it out, that's what I because he has such a good daggone record against them and he plays so well, they may try to air it out. But here's the good thing about it. I can hopefully that he's only averaging 31 career passing attempts in those 3 games. So y'all know I like the 30-30 club. Hopefully this could be something like that because you can beat this team on the ground, in the air, but establish the run more and then throw that ball.
Speaking of run the ball, man, I got the West Coast Cowboys.
Shout out to the West Coast. He stayed with
that.
that.
What I'm saying?
Shout out.
Yes, indeed. So with that being said, we need to run the ball. The Detroit Lions still average 28 points a game, right? They total yards per game is like 423. That's a lot of yards. Although their defense is on the bottom half, is like 30th ranked or 31st ranked defense. We still need to get back on the horse with our defense, correct the mistakes that was wrong last week. And of course, it's going to be corrected, Cowboy Nation, because I don't think that Jared Goff is going to do any RPOs. But with what you saying, with Dak Prescott, if they air it out and the Cowboys score 35 to 40 points, here we go. Here we go, air Prescott McNair. You know what I'm saying? Because it should be one of those games. But this should be one of those games where people wash that nasty Philly filth out of our mouths, right? And get back to the right graces. But I prefer the team to run the ball with Ezekiel, Elijah Elliott, and Tony Pollard.
Man, I feel you so much. If anybody want to get excited about what we should do on the ground, just go watch Minnesota versus Detroit. Ooh, we almost pretty much every game. Go watch what Philly did to them on the ground. Detroit on the ground, man, they wide open. We should have a field day running the ball, but this is the thing that's also scary about them. They explosive on offense. They are explosive. They are secretly explosive, and the games that they lost are very competitive. See, they are a sneaky good team. They running backs get down. Swift, he next level. He represent Georgia very well. He put Georgia on the map.
You got some whales.
Boy, and Williams, man, say listen, and Clark, y'all.
Who's St. Brown, man? Who's St. Brown? Who that dude is?
Man, St. Brown.
St. Brown. He nice.
He nice, bro.
That dude.
And golf.
He came from Notre Dame.
What school he went to? What school he went to?
Him and his brother, I think, went to Notre. I remember them brothers because don't he have a brother that went to Green Bay?
I think he's got. Yeah, I think because I go to Notre Dame because I
remember these dudes from the draft. I remember these dudes from the draft. That's what tripping me out. Looking at these dudes, like
they saying he went to USC over here.
Okay.
Oh, USC. Okay.
I don't know, man. That kid go hard.
But you know what? But all I see is on Sunday, that boy be balling. And golf,
that boy balling.
Yeah, golf
balling.
Say, listen, they got listen. And when I'm looking at, I'm tell you what I honestly see with Detroit. Detroit look like a year away from being extremely dangerous. Like straight up. Because they offense ready. They look like they need to load up like we did last year on our D. And they go be ready, bro. So Big, I think you hit it dead on the head, bro. This ain't no team to sleep on, bro.
Don't play around with them, especially they can score point bunches,
bro.
You feel me? They can score points in bunches.
In bunches.
They talking about the 29-0 game, New England. You know, sometimes Bill.
Yeah, but that we ain't New England. We ain't no England. It's Dallas.
This is our trap game.
Everybody gets up for
this
the
is
Dallas.
our trap game.
Everybody gets up for Dallas. Shoot, Chicago be a trap game, damn too.
You think Chicago?
Only because it's Dallas.
Eberflus, man. It's Eberflus. He still knows some of these players, man.
No, come on now. You remember when we played Eberflus in Indianapolis? What they did?
Somebody said Malcolm Rodriguez solid. You know, I already know, dog.
Yeah,
you already know I got Malcolm Rodriguez up in here, dog.
We talked about that off air. We talked about that off air. We're going to keep that quiet. We're going to have Boss do an old video about his top 5 linebackers when they're coming out draft. We're going to let him do that.
Yeah, we'll be quiet about that. I ain't going to talk about that. You know what I'm saying? But
y'all can see, remember. My people trying to climb
just remember, Dallas could have had him. He went late in the draft. Remember that.
Check out that Boss Cowboys NFL draft guy.
Yep. Yeah, I was telling people about him. I sure was. But anyway, forget him right now. I can't stand him right now. He can go kick rocks.
Enemy.
Yeah, he the enemy right now. But I say this though. My boy say, nah, this no trap because they got punched last week. I said this a trap.
Nothing to do with us.
I said a trap because of they offense.
They offense.
It's like Styles make fights. I'm almost finished, OC. Just real quick, I'm almost finished. Then I got you. Styles make fights. That's why I'm concerned about this game. It's that they have the offense that can put up enough points potentially. That's the key question. But go ahead, OC.
Let me just keep it a buck with y'all, man. The Detroit Lions are like a dirty diaper, man. It stinks. It stinks later. And it's always going to stink, no matter what you do, man. These guys don't have a winning organization. They're trying to figure out how to win. Yeah, they got some talented pieces offensively, but if the Cowboys do what they're supposed to do, man, they should win this game, no problem. The defense should be angry after getting the ball ran down their throat. If we are a good team, the way that we think we're a good team, this defense will come out to try to make a statement and really hit Detroit in their mouth. And we also know, and don't forget, they don't got the same type of offensive line and setup that the Philadelphia Eagles had. All right. So we are going to get some licks off on Goff. And if you start to pressure Goff, he will throw that ball away. So I predict that Goff is going to give me 1 or 2 picks this game. He's going to get pressured. And look, this offense is going to get greatly slowed. All we got to do is line up and don't try to do too much with Dak Prescott right away. Be physical and run a football. Take the life and the soul out of that defense because they already ready to give up anyway because they just not that good, in my opinion. And then you pick your shots down the field, and you should win this football game. That's the way I see it. Hit the button, bro. Hit it. Hit it.
That boy ready to fight. Man, that boy ready to fight. Man, you sleeping on these boys, bro. You are really sleeping on these
I'm
boys.
gonna say this. Oh, see, I got something to ask you though. I want to say this though.
Yeah.
Their offensive line is a little bit more improved. They had the draft pick last year. I think they switched him inside, and I think he's better. They're first in the league in sacks given up with only 7.
OC's
Yeah, man,
slipping, man. He's slipping, bro. You
no,
slipping, OC.
Listen. I ain't sleeping. I'm saying they ain't faced the Dallas Cowboys yet. And I think that we have a superior pass rush to anything they've seen thus far this season. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, I know they've improved. They improve. Improve don't mean they good yet. All right. Improve means improve. So versus, the Detroit Lions being the trash can of the NFL, right? Yeah, they're much improved. But are they good yet? No, they ain't good yet. And I think you're right about this, Boss Cowboy. I do think they're a year or 2 away from being a very, very good playoff contender type team. But I'm saying we catching them just in time because they're not that yet. That's what I'm saying.
I agree with that part. But I will say this, man. This is why I'm like, and I've been calling this a trap game for the last 3 games. And only because them boys, I'm watching how they play, man. They play with a lot of heart, bro. They do. They games are close. This ain't the Detroit of the past. I've watched that Detroit. I know that exact Detroit you talking about. This ain't that Detroit, bro. Even I like these boys' losses. Now, real quick, we can get into these final words. So, final words, I guess we can put together Philly and Detroit. But what's y'all final words, real quick, as we get prepared to play Detroit? Oh,
I can go right quick. My final word is this. I'm glad Dak's back. Shout out to Cooper Rush.
Big.
What's up? What?
You know what? It's not final words yet, dog. We didn't talk about Dak. Let's talk about Dak. Then it's final words. My fault.
Okay.
Yeah,
let me just give a quick shout out to all of these. Let me give a quick shout out to Beast Mode, man. Thank you for your donation, man. $5 super chat. Eli, $4.99 for your mind super chat. Appreciate you, Justin D, Ken Art, and Justin D again, and Chris, the YouTube critic, man. Thank y'all all for donating $5 to the Law Nation Fund, and shout out to you, Sean Mack, for also donating 100 stars over there. Appreciate you, bro.
What's your thoughts on Dak, Big?
I'm glad he's back. You know what I'm saying? He was saying a lot in the media, but I think it was a lot of people just wanted to hear. He was saying, the game is slowing down. He got to see some things, and I didn't really want to hear that because I just feel like people were like, yeah, Dak, you can learn some more. Man, be quiet. I'm just ready for Dak to be back. Stop trying to tell Dak, yeah, sit back and you can sit there and learn some things. Shut up. I want Dak to come in here, you feel me, and just come in here and turn all the way up.
Can you say that one more time, bro? Just please for me, for your boy.
Say that one more time. All them people sitting there when Dak was sitting out and they were saying, and he was being honest, like, yeah, I seen some things, I'm ready to get back. But people are jumping up there and saying, see, look, Dak is sitting there learning and understanding more. Man, Dak know how to do this. You know what I'm saying? He ain't even talking about that. He's playing the game. Be quiet. Y'all don't know what the hell y'all talking about. Just leave him alone. Just hope he comes back crazy, because that first game should leave a nasty taste in his mouth. He should be ready to come back and smacking heads and letting people know this is my team. This is I've been doing this. So please, people, shut up and let's do this. But also, Kellen Moore, he said, put her back in a good position. And don't put your quarterback in a bad position. Do you love Dak? I want to know, do you love Dak? You've been there with him since the beginning. You should love him. Show how much you love him. But the best thing you do for a quarterback to show him love is to have a running game. So like you said, he must not love him because that's the best thing you can do for your quarter balance. 30-30 club with Dak comes back. You don't have to freaking throw 52 times to throw with Dak. We know we can throw the daggone ball. We know he's the quarterback of the team. Stop trying to make it and show everybody that he is. He can throw 30 sometimes in the game and we can get 30 rushes. It's okay.
Oh, man.
Hey, man, listen. I'm going to go ahead and jump in real quick. Hey, man, what did Snoop Doggy Dogg and the Dog Pound say in the 90s? That got very famous. What did they say? We don't love them what? We don't.
We don't love them.
We don't love them. Okay, that's right. And that's what Kellen Moore says to all of his quarterbacks. Cooper Rush or Dak Prescott, man. He doesn't care. Man, he's go spread. He's trying to build himself a reputation. He's trying to build himself a career. Man, he don't care. Man, he go spread and empty with anybody. Even if you got a noodle arm like Cooper Rush, he'll still try to chunk it 30 yards down the field and get a kick up in windy Philadelphia. Man, so come on. I'm saying this, man. I'm happy Dak Prescott is back. What I want to do is I want to see Dak Prescott just go through his progressions, make the basic throws he needs to make, and hopefully, man, and it's just a hope and a prayer, but hopefully, man, he don't make this man throw the ball 30, 40 times his first game back. But the over-under on that is that he probably will. He probably will, but I'm happy Dak's back.
All right, real quick. Go ahead, Law.
Well, I just seen praises from the Eagles community for their quarterback. He threw 15 for 25 for 155 yards and 2 touchdowns. And we would get criticism if we do that with Dak Prescott, even if we win. And that's crazy, right? Even if Dak Prescott go 10 for 16 for 102 yards with a win, we would get criticized for that. So those are the 2 back-to-back games that we seen. Like Cooper Rush get praised for going 10 for 16 for 102 yards, and we seen Jalen Hurt go for 15 for 25 for 155 yards, and they are yelling MVP.
Yeah,
they get praises. So Dak Prescott can't even go 20 for 25 for 200 yards because there will be somebody saying that, hey, where's the 300 at, right? So, but this is what I want from Dak Prescott first game back. I want no more than 24 throwing attempts. I want the Cowboys to establish the run, put the ball in the belly of Ezekiel Elliott and Tony Pollard. Let's stick to the formula. Let's not get cute. Let's seal this win off, and let's do a ramp up. Maybe against the Bears, maybe you can get those guarded numbers. But for right now, let's not throw this man's shoulder off.
Oh, man. So,
we don't love him. Go ahead, Paul. Hoodie boss cowboy.
Say, man, listen, my thoughts on Dak, bro. Dak, you better not let this old Trojan horse dude throw off your career. The thing that I hope you learn from sitting on that sideline is not to trust this dude. Because he ran a good game plan with Cooper Rush. He kept mostly the ball on the ground. And Dak, I also want to say, this is a test on you. Do you want to be pass happy? We got to ask that question too. It ain't just about blaming Kellen Moore. They put run checks in Cooper Rush's audibles versus the Giants. Well, Dak, you need to say, give me some too. Yeah, give me some too. And this is the deal. I'm expecting Kellen Moore to be selfish. Because he's selfish. That's why I put on my hoodie. I ain't finna hold back on this dude. He's selfish.
Greedy.
Man. He's selfish, bro. When Dak came back from that lat injury in 2000, what did he do? What did he do? Dak didn't have hardly no training camp last year. Dak was coming off an ankle where he didn't even have an offseason with his guys. Dak didn't have a training camp and had a lat issue that kept him from throwing. What did Kellen Moore do game 1?
Dialed it up.
Dialed it up. Like your quarterback, Dak wasn't coming off an ankle injury. Like he treated him like he was fresh out of training camp, fresh out the box and ready to go. When that was not the case. It was absolutely no ramp up with Kellen Moore. His play call,
right back on the street.
His play call did not at all consider the health of his quarterback. His play call does not at all consider the talent of his QBs. So at some point, you got to start overriding. You got to start overriding Kellen Dak. Because if you learn anything from the sideline, hopefully you learn to look out for you and to feed your homies the rock, Pollard and Zeke. When they rolling, look right over at Kellen Moore and say, shut up, and keep giving your boys the ball. Final words.
What we need to do in this football game is very, very simple. We need to come out defensively and show the motivation and the determination that we are a top 5 team in this league. And that's what I'm expecting from this defensive front. If I don't see that, I'm going to be extremely disappointed. I want to see extreme intensity, focus, and aggression to really do everything in your power to shut down this Detroit Lions offense. Offensively, we need to control the pace and the tempo of this game. And if we do that by running the football 30-plus times, we're going to limit the time of possession and also take away at least 2 possessions from the Detroit Lions, which should help us definitely keep that score down in terms of what they can do. So the Cowboys, I want to see energy. I want to see focus. I want to see tenacity. In this first game with Dak, I want to see him try a couple throws later, not in the first quarter. I want to see him worked into the game, get into the flow, and just do what you do, and let's build you up, because we got a lot of season left. So we don't got nothing to prove with Dak Prescott right now. It's unfortunate that we live in an environment with Dak that he doesn't really get credit for good games unless he throws for more than 400 yards. Like if he throws for more than 400 yards, we give him credit. Right, but if he throws for less than that, I remember the Raiders game. I think last year, a year or so ago, man, he threw for like 2 touchdowns to 375, and people thought he had a bad game.
Yep,
people were actually saying
he had 375 that game. I remember the number. He threw for 370. Yeah. And the other part about that game, OC, real quick, I didn't mean to mess up your final word. He did that without CD Lamb. He did that without Cooper. Remember, they didn't play that game.
Yep.
So at the end of the day, man, Cowboys should win this game. But what I really want to see is the intensity and the tenacity. I want to see that get-back energy, that get-back attitude out of the Cowboys to prove that we are elite, to prove that we are a top 5 team, and that we're not to be trifled with. So that's my final word.
And my final word is we in a very good place as an organization, but we can't, in my opinion, rest on our laurels. We got to stay very aggressive about our ideas. I love the fact that Law, Big Game James came out with some ideas that can help with the run game. They talked about Raekwon Smith. They talked about playing more of Cox and Harper and Bland and different things that can strengthen his team. Let's not wait till we lose to get interested in ideas on how to be prepared for a championship. Whether we win, whether we lose, my final word is let's stay hungry and be aggressive about ways that's going to get us prepared for the postseason. Because that's, to me, what we all should be doing. No more when we win and being mad at us for being greedy about ideas that's going to make us better. And we want to see these young guys get a chance. And I would also say be very aggressive about all your ideas right now, because this is a very, very good opportune time for the Dallas Cowboys. Think about this. When have you ever seen the NFC so weak? See, it's not about just trying to make it to the Super Bowl because your team's so good. Sometimes you make it to the Super Bowl because the NFC is weak. When have you seen Green Bay this week? When have you seen Tampa this week? When have you seen teams that you know we own? When Philly, one of your best teams, we better be very serious about trying to make the Super Bowl this year.
Yeah. Well, my final word is this. Cooper Rush in his 5 starts, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Get some quick stats for you. 31 passes, 31 passes, 27 passes, 16 passes. All those passes right there were in my 30-30 club, right? Those were all wins. When Cooper Rush threw 38 times, that was a lot. So, Kellen Moore, the 30-30 club work. I just showed you Dak Prescott. He's averaging 31 pass attempts against the Detroit Lions. He's undefeated. He's got 8 touchdowns, no picks. 30-30 club works. Your ball carriers need to get the carries between Ezekiel Elliott and Tony Pollard. You can go carries. It's okay. But that 30-30 club works. It just showed it right here. When you threw too much with with Cooper Rush, because we know he's not that quarterback, right?
Right.
You're not going to win games like that. And you saw, you almost threw 40 times and you lost. When you keep it around that 30 perimeter or that 35, good. It's okay. My final word, do what you need to do with Detroit, but 30-30 is the word of the day from me. Hey, I love being a Cowboy.
Big game, James.
Game changer.
Hey, let's have some fun. Let's have a good time, man. Let's kick it.
I'm going to try to figure out a way to get Big Game James, BGJ 30-30, and then put club under it.
Yeah.
That's 30 for 30 club. That's going to go hat. That merch is going to go hat.
30-30.
That merch is going to go hard, man. 30-30 club, bro.
I'm with it.
Big Game James, BGJ. And man, I'm going to be wearing it just like I'm wearing this man hat.
Me too.
Put it on the hat,
30-30 club. I'm going to be your first person to buy it.
Yeah, man. We need to get that merch
now
on and popping for real. For real. I've been telling people you don't want to peak in September and October. Around this time last year, people failed to realize the Arizona Cardinals were 7-0. They peaked. And they was at home, first round out of the playoff, just like us last year. So let's not get caught up in records for right now. But what we got to do is understand that football is a long season. We got 11 more games to go. After Sunday, we're going to have 10. So we need to get out here against the Detroit Lions, wipe that taste out of our mouths of the last defeat, and get out there and make something happen. I thank Dak Prescott for being back, but I want him to open up that sample, the 30 for 30 club, that Big Game James been preaching, and you will see an explosive Dak Prescott. Think about this, just like I mentioned, just last week or just the last game, 15 for 25, 2 touchdowns from Jalen Hurts, and he has been mentioned as the MVP. Well, I come here to tell y'all, that's how much winning will bring to the table. It doesn't matter of your quarterback stat as long as you win games. And I truly believe that Dak Prescott is going to walk out there and he's going to showcase his talent. A lot of people were looking at Dak Prescott as if week 1, that's the quarterback that you're going to get for the whole entire season. No, that's not it. That was a preseason game for him. First time throwing the ball. He was cold as turkey. So the Cowboys heading into this game, it shouldn't be all about Dak. It should be all about the Cowboys. The defense should have a nasty taste in their mouth. They should be getting ready to get fumbles, sacks, turnovers, and make sure that everybody know who we are. And on top of that, with the offensive thing, hey, Big Game James said 30 for 30. Well, if we play right with what the weapons we got, we should put at least 30 on the board. That's my final word.
Let's get it.
3, 2, 1, drop it.
Big Maddox said, "Birds of a feather flock together." I know what you're saying.
Nothing but the best. Let's go.
Talking about the Eagles. Shout out to you. Let's go. Thanks for for the support. 24/7 Cowboy. Y'all donating crazy. I love it. Let's get it.
Yeah.
I just wanna run it up. Count a check or something.
11 more games, baby. Let's go undefeated on this run.
Yes, indeed.
I've been really in the field, love the rush, I love the feel. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Don't need no deals, I make the deal. Have to take it to a meal. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Yeah. Kinda check the song. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Count that too, kinda. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Need them ones, I need them fives, need them tens, I need that change. To the safe, got blues inside.
Big game, Jay.
Greens and pinks, it's all the same. I still save and roll my change. Take some losses when I play, charge it to the game. I'm with L, yeah, I'm with T Black, I'm with Revan now. I'm with Bay, yeah, I'm with Jay, yeah, I'm with Chuck and now. Still the same, not switching sides, now it's about loyalty. Used to size off for the bag, and that's worth more to me. I mix Nike with designer, I experiment. You just rock what's on the shelf and I'm not feeling it. Search for the one, but baby girl, it's nothing real as this. Can't trust a soul, I keep a hammer, call it too legit.
Hey, Big Game, when your birthday is, man?
I love the feel, lately I just wanna run it up.